I honestly have no idea. Welcome back to Gothic Homemaking. I waited a long time to say those words. It's been almost a year since I made the last episode of Gothic Homemaking. Now, I have a very good reason for why I wasn't making episodes of this show, and that is that for the last 3 years, really, I've been dedicating myself to creating my 13th studio album, The Black Labyrinth. Now, The Black Labyrinth is a 20-song musical sequel to the 1986 film Labyrinth, in which David Bowie played the Goblin King. What, babe? That's not how it goes. Magic Dance is the first single from The Black Labyrinth, and you can hear that and the second single, Oubliette, right now, right here on YouTube and anywhere that music is streamed. Now, I have to tell you, the most exciting thing about The Black Labyrinth is that I have been recording this album with 15 members of David Bowie's band throughout every era of his career. Everyone from the pianist from 1972's Ziggy Stardust and the Spiders from Mars, all the way up to the sax player from his last album, Black Star. There's a lot of talented people on the album. There's guest musicians from My Chemical Romance, from The Cog is Dead, from Frenchie and the Punk, from Vision Video. Honestly, there's a lot of talent on this album. Now, and that is why it has eaten up all of my resources and time for so long. But I have to be honest, once I started seeing Halloween decor in the local stores, I couldn't resist, and I just had to get out and film it for you. So without further ado, this brings us to the very first episode of Gothic Homemaking of the season.
Yay!
Now, unfortunately, due to my challenging recording and touring schedule, I can't take you to the stores every single week to show you as things are slowly coming in. I wish I had that kind of free time. Unfortunately, I do not. But like last year, what I can do is show you all of the very best Halloween home decor that I have found thus far this season. And as usual, a lot of the best items I found were at Home Goods. Take a look. Our hunt for Halloween home decor started at Home Goods, as it typically does every year. I have to admit that even the first sign of kitschy, cutesy Halloween items gets me excited as they herald in the spooky season. But of course, my goal is always to find macabre items suitable for decorating a Gothic lair all year long. Which is why I get excited for candelabras and ravens and anything spooky, glittery, and black. I'm always on the lookout for elegant kitchen towels, and it typically takes a lot of digging to find something right for the lair. But if I'm persistent, I might just prevail. Last year, these came in sets of 3 with 2 towels that I liked and one that was, well, not right for my home. These mug and bowl sets are perfect for killing a bowl of cereal. I mean, presuming you're a serial killer. But when it comes to buying a spooky breakfast set, I've got to tell you, at $5.99, you'd better make a fast break and get these while you can. I don't normally buy traditional Halloween decorations, but I do have to say, I loved this little guy. And he lit up. Now, Gothic bric-a-brac I can really wrap my brain around. Or is it the other way? Nonetheless, that first day of the season when I'm surrounded by weird and wonderful Halloween goodies is just so comforting. In the comforter and throw pillow section, there was plenty of Halloween designs that were both kitschy and cute and quite colorful. If that doesn't bug you too much. I prefer monochromatic designs myself, like this excellent beaded spider throw pillow. I picked up one of these last year and I absolutely love it. They also had one in gold for those of you with a black and gold lair. There was no shortage of cushions featuring beautiful bats and haunted houses for them to haunt. This one was my personal favorite. But my favorite moment is always descending the escalator expecting the unexpected. Just to the left here in the dinnerware section is where I've found many amazing things over the years. I thought these bowls would be really cute to serve a pumpkin or squash soup in. Despite there being many choices, I found that most of their ceramic items were just too colorful for my taste. And then, tucked away on a bottom shelf, I found these spectacular plates. Eating fine dining? I'd be just fine eating off of these. And at $20 for a set of 4, I couldn't say boo to that. And let's be honest, I'd be eating crow if I didn't also pick up these creepy side plates. We are birds of a feather. They were just as lovely as they were affordable. And so, I had my first 2 cart-worthy items of the year. We're off to a good start. Home Goods always manages to suck me into its web and never leaves me feeling flat. Always on the hunt for items that are made of wood, metal, glass, or ceramic, I was drawn to this skeletal platter. Unfortunately, I really didn't like the sculpting of the skeleton, so the tray had to stay. They also had this lovely item that I'd have no room for in the lair, sadly. Which is sad because I was head over heels for it. Get it? Now, I love Jack Skellington, but by now you probably all know how I feel about decorating the lair with movie memorabilia. So, goodbye Bone Daddy and hello Boneyard. As I always say, I want people visiting the lair to feel like a real vampire might live there, as opposed to someone who is a fan of vampire movies. So I go for things like this that I could imagine holding century-old candy in Dracula's castle, or perhaps a petrified cake from an 18th century funeral. Steampunk vampires might really dig this bronze bat decanter. Now you really have to look around at Home Goods because Halloween is everywhere, as evidenced by these amazing skull lamps I found in the lighting section. The chrome one was missing a bulb, but you can see what they look like on this gold one here. I'll tell you, I'm a real numbskull for not buying that chrome one when I could. In the welcome and vinyl mat section, they had a wide variety from the expected to this wonderfully whimsical design. I thought this was a lot of fun. Of course, there are tons of pumpkin spice candles and skull candles and lots of candles in black glass, but my favorite was this 5-wick black ceramic pumpkin design. If you prefer flameless, there was this beautiful bat lantern. There was also this ghoulish calavera candelabra, if taper candles is how you get down. There were a ton of hand soap solutions in myriad Halloween shapes. But I thought this presentation was one I could get lost in. Wouldn't you? Now I bought one of these dispensers for dish soap last year for my Gothic kitchen and it broke, so to be on the safe side, I bought 2 of them this year. In the placemat section there was this gorgeous pumpkin design for those of you with a black and gold color scheme. Since my lair is black and silver, I chose this one. I'd actually seen it last year at Marshall's on Hollywood Boulevard in LA, and I didn't buy it, so I mended that error this time. There was also this gorgeous spiderweb mantle scarf for, you know, those of you who have mantles. And speaking of spiderwebs, this Dutch oven by Smith & Clark was the hot item this year that everyone was after. I went to this Home Goods a dozen times and never saw it and was told there were several other Halloween haulers doing the same as me. I did spot this one with a skull, but I felt the handle made it look too much like a clown nose, so I passed on it. These skulls, however, I love, which is why I bought this very tablecloth last year. I hit the glassware section and it was clear I'd come on the right day because people are usually climbing all over each other to get to these. Now, I'd bought these skeletons holding up wine glasses many years in a row. And last year, I picked up a set of 4 of these black champagne flutes, which I adore. But new this year was this martini glass I'd never seen before. And while I never make martinis at home, maybe it's time to try new things. I'll drink to that. I'd also never seen these clawed wine glasses before, so I had to get my talons on a pair of those. These were all cart-worthy choices. On the way out, I spotted these batty mini oven mitts, which made me see stars, so I picked those up. Lastly, I figured I could make some spooky ice cubes with these cool silicone molds. All in all, there were great finds this year at Home Goods. As you can see, I'm being very choosy about what goes into the cart this year. That's a combination of things. Part of it is saving money to spend on making the Black Labyrinth. The other part of it is that it's getting pretty cramped in here.
Totally.
Hey, you resemble that remark.
Jerk.
Speaking of cleaning up, one place we can really clean up and go a little crazy this time of year is where we go for our haunted hand soaps, our scary scented candles, and our spooky gels. And that's Bath & Body Works. Once a year I go to Bath & Body Works when they suddenly get spooky. Their whimsical scent diffusers suddenly become creepy trees, ghosts, and witch hats. They pull out all of their autumn scented candles and myriad wonderfully weird devices to display them in and on, ranging from gothic to psychedelic to pearlescent and macabre. I always keep an eye out for the candle stands like this creepy witch hand that was all the rage last year and couldn't be found anywhere. But more up my alley this year was this gorgeous black base with a crow inside, and it had a swarm of bats flitting about it. The employees were really eager to show me that it lit up, so they ran in the back and got some batteries. They were so excited and enthusiastic, and that enthusiasm really rubbed off on me. So of course, this was my first cart-worthy purchase of the day. For the true collector, there was this enormous haunted house this year for displaying candles. And I think it was the actual size of a New York City studio apartment, but with much cheaper rent. There were many different options for displaying candles this year, and one of my favorites was this delightfully creepy tree. I love how the candles sit in its branches. The infamous witch hand also had an accompanying bust this year adorned in green velvet, and I can imagine quite a lot of you losing your heads over this item. And another variation of the witch hand was specially designed for holding their hand soaps. All of the usual suspects were present, and I ended up buying this soap holder covered in spiders, along with a bottle of perfect pumpkin. But of course, what I really come here for are the hand gels. Every year I come by and I pick up scores of these. Now, you can put your gels in a cute little pumpkin that glows, or a skeleton's rib cage, or even in the grasp of an evil witch, or in whatever this is. You could choose a cute little bat, or a tall goofy bat, but I personally prefer the Goblin. I make these myself, and they hold the gels from Bath & Body Works, so every year I come here and stock up on Halloween scents so I have them year round. And that's all for Right Meow from Bath & Body Works. I love my Goblin hand sanitizer holder. People seem to really like them. Even Orville has one. Well, you can get one from my web store. I do sell them at my merch booth as well at my shows, so while I'm on this tour, come out and see a show. Come see me at the merch booth and pick up a Goblin for yourself. Speaking of tour, while I was doing a show in Orlando, Florida recently, I stopped by a Ross store, and there I was in store for a heavy metal surprise. Take a look. At Ross, you can dress for less, but as long as there's Halloween stuff, I don't distress. Now this is what it's all about for me. Though when I saw this candle holder, I realized trouble was afoot. I rather like this decanter, and I was really excited that the cap actually came off, but I'm just not sure I was down with the printing quality on it. And while I like this glass, I now have more glasses than I have space for them. And then I spotted this beauty. It was apparently a door knocker, and it was only $10. It was made of metal, and it was a really great sculpt. So, I was absolutely going to take this guy home with me.
Don't knock until you try it.
I also really liked these skulls. But then I saw the piece that I went totally batty for. These incredible bat-adorned bowls were made of metal. They were food safe and only $14. And then I realized they came in different sizes. Oh, I hate to be greedy, but I was going to need every single one of these. They are coming home to roost. And then I noticed that there was one more, and I was like, I'm sorry, Ross shoppers, but I have a mighty need for a bat bowl indeed. Suddenly, I fell into a batty spiral when I spotted this piece. I honestly don't know what I'm gonna do with it, but I knew I needed it. It was at that point that my friend John Chadwick spotted this little guy. I thought it was a nose ring for an orc, but apparently it was another door knocker. It was a good sculpt and made of metal, so in the cart it went. I'm gonna need a bigger door. Finally, I was digging behind some metal signs when I found this incredible piece. This ironwork hook set with a bat motif will be great for hanging pots in my Gothic kitchen. I was hooked. Who would have imagined such a Gothic haul at a Ross store in the Sunshine State? Well, color me surprised. I did not go into that Ross store with high hopes, but I walked out feeling like I'd hit the jackpot. I've been making a concerted effort to cut down on the amount of plastic I buy. So when I go out Halloween home decor hunting, I'm not looking for plastic at all. I'm looking for ceramics and wood and glass and metal, sustainable, high quality materials. So it was such a thrill to be able to walk out of that Ross store with so many amazing things that were made of metal. It's been a hell of a Halloween haul so far. But I will say there's been a downside this year, and that's that my fiance Mayumi has been in Mexico taking care of family business. It just hasn't been as fun as it is when she's around. Yeah, anyway. We still have some shopping to do, but I have to admit, I think I already know what my favorite item is from this year's Halloween hauls. But let's not be too hasty. Let's see what they're marshalling in at Marshall's. This year at Marshall's, there seemed to be a lot of licensed character merchandise, which just isn't my thing. I prefer dark, creepy stuff like this. Creepy plants in Gothic boots. And these stackable skeleton mugs were a big hit last year. I, of course, dig around for things made of natural materials. And while this was made of wood and metal, the sculpting didn't exactly bowl me over. I did lose my head, though, for these bottles. Particularly this silver and purple one with a bat on top. It is absolutely perfect for the lair, even if the lid doesn't come off. So that went right in the cart. These bottles impressed me as the labels were actually printed on instead of being stickers. They'll look great in my apothecary cabinet, so into the cart they went. I spotted this tray again, and I imagine the skeletons having a conversation along the lines of,
Hey, why are we sculpted so bad?
Maybe they never saw a skeleton.
No bones about it.
I really love this Martha Stewart black ceramic 3-wick candle, so in it went. Then lastly, I spotted this monstrosity. It was huge and metal, and I reckon it's supposed to be a cookie jar, but I've got a much better idea for what to do with it. Now, if only it would fit in the cart. You're coming home with me anyway. At another Marshall's location in New York City, there were more licensed characters. Oh, hi, Jack. Don't say that on a plane. Then I spotted this wonderful serving tower, and I just loved the weird little skeleton on it. He looks so shy. This is going to be great for serving spooky treats. In the cart it went. They had wicked cushions, and around the corner more Halloween fare. And that's when I spotted this, a stone cutting board shaped like a coffin. I wish you could feel how heavy this thing is. This is exactly the kind of thing I'm dying to find. I found another version of the serving tower, but I'll have to paint it to match the other one. But then, you all know I'm pretty handy with black spray paint. In an end cap, I spotted for the first time a spooky plate design in black, and I was very tempted. But I already have too many plates and not enough kitchen, so I had to pass on it. Then I saw these incredible spiderweb basket towers that are perfect for fruit and other treats. And then, in the middle of my happy hunting, I saw this beauty. I have been searching for a freestanding ice bucket for years. I would have gleefully spent the $150 for this one, but the sculpting on the skulls was just not good. Truly heartbreaking. And then I looked at my cart and thought, who the hell put this towel in there? Wait, what? Mayumi Toyota, what are you doing here?
Hello, I'm back.
Like poltergeist.
Yes.
How was Mexico?
Oh, we missed you.
Oh, I missed you too. Mayumi made it back just in time for Dragon Con. Dragon Con is this huge show that I do every year. I performed there 23 years in a row. And Mayumi ran the merch booth. You did such a good job.
Oh,
thank you for all of your help.
Oh, thank you, my love. I love Dragon Con.
What do you love about Dragon Con? What's your favorite thing?
Oh, I love seeing the costumes and all the cosplayers having fun.
Did you have a favorite costume this year?
Of course.
What did you like?
I like Edward Scissorhands and his girlfriend.
There was a really good Sally from Nightmare Before Christmas too.
Oh yes, and she was walking like her. It was beautiful.
Like she was broken?
Yes.
I was walking like I was broken by the last day of Dragon Con. But I wasn't acting.
Exactly, that's true.
And you like the Beetlejuice costumes that came by the booth?
Oh yes, the hunter with the shrunken head and Miss Argentina.
Well, we had a really, really fantastic time at Dragon Con. But we took some time out to visit a TJ Maxx to see what we could scare up.
Yeah, take a look.
We visited this TJ Maxx in Atlanta, Georgia, and it made us feel right at home with a theme of familiarity. In the dishware section, we saw these regal and macabre plates we've admired before at other stores. And this guy reminded me of a skeleton plush John Darien made for Target a few years ago. And well, this certainly rang a bell. There was undead royalty and smiling jack-o'-lanterns. I found another serving tower, but this one had witch hats. Speaking of which, what's this? This incredible piece is honestly one of the best items I've seen all year. It's a metal broom, and hanging from it is this incredible witch hat. The detailing is spectacular, and at $50, I would have snatched it right up. If only there was room in the lair for it. So sadly, we had to leave it behind at a TJ Maxx in Atlanta, Georgia. Back in New York City, our TJ Maxx was in full Halloween mode with plenty of kitschy Halloween weirdness. But there were also the more elegant items that we come and search for. They had the martini glasses we saw earlier, but in black. And I think steampunk pirates will love this version of the skeletal champagne flute in bronze. They had a black ceramic bowl with a metal base that frankly reminded me of a face hugger from Alien. And Mayumi spotted the cake stand of the dead. In another section, they had those spiderweb towers again, and frankly, if the wood parts were black, I would have totally bought these for holding fruit year-round. But wood doesn't really fit into the Lair's color scheme, but if it works for you, you'll love this wooden platter with black metal skull hands as a base. This wooden salad bowl came with skeletal tongs that frankly would have fit right in with my skeletal cutlery collection. They also had these wooden serving trays with cute little metal spiders on them. I'm sure some of you would flip for. There was honestly something for nearly every variety of Halloween lover in that store, from the connoisseur to the basic witch. Finding kitchen towels is always a struggle for me, and they usually have me saying, boo! But if you dig deep enough, you just might find something right for your haunted home. These are perfect for my Gothic kitchen. And then I spotted these. They are definitely the coolest dishwashing gloves I have ever seen. And the green one, well, we'll just give those to Dr. Frankenweenie. Lastly, there were these amazing Smith & Clark Dutch ovens. And if our Gothic kitchen was finished and bigger, I would have bought all of the black ones. But alas, we'll just have to pass. And there you have it. That is, in my opinion, the best Halloween home decor of this season so far. Now, of course, there's still Michael's and Joann's and Pottery Barn and a few others. And if my touring and recording schedule allow, and if I actually finish Black Labyrinth,
Yeah, you will.
we would like to show you those places as well. And now, at long last, Mayumi and I are going to do what we did last year, where each one of us will show you our favorite Halloween haul item thus far. Are you ready? You want to go first?
Yes.
Okay, I'll count you off. Ready?
Ready.
1, 2, 3.
Ta-da!
The Raven candle holder from Bath & Body Works. That is a good one.
I love it. And
That is a jam.
it's
That is wild.
cool. But also,
There's another thing, isn't there? There's always
course.
another thing with you.
of course, that's my thing. Ta-da!
Oh, the damask sexy kitchen gloves.
Yes, the kitchen glove.
You know what the deal is with those though, right?
Which one?
Whoever wears those has to do the dishes.
Okay. But I'll do them in style.
In style. Well, I do all the cooking, so maybe you should wash the dishes.
It's fine.
We'll work it out. We'll work it out. Okay, you ready to see my favorite
Yes,
item?
show us.
Or you want to count me off?
Yes.
Okay.
3, 2, 1.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
The bat bowls from Ross. I cannot wait till the Gothic kitchen is finished so I can make you a nice salad in these bat bowls.
I love that idea. They're so wonderful.
It's gonna be fantastic.
Fantastic.
Now, we have been very, very choosy this year, as you've seen. You know, part of it is because of making sure I don't go crazy with money because I need it to make Black Labyrinth. And then the other thing, and the bigger thing really, is just that it's already so cluttered in here.
Yes, it is. We should make a sale.
Say like a spooky flea market. It's actually a really good idea.
Yeah.
But what can we get rid of that's really old and really ugly and would really open things up in here and make it feel like fresh and new?
Pobrecito Orbilucci.